For a really long time, we thought we had the universe pretty much figured out. But what if that entire map was just wrong? Today, we're diving into a completely revolutionary new cosmic blueprint, one that changes everything we thought we knew about reality itself. It's not a silent, empty void. It's a living, breathing machine.
You see, for the better part of a century, cosmology was built on what seemed like a rock-solid foundation. It was called the Lambda CDM model. It gave us this nice, neat picture of the cosmos. But then, things got messy. Between 2024 and 2026, new, super precise data started rolling in, and the whole thing just began to fall apart. And I'm not talking about a small crack. This was a total structural collapse.
And this collapse, well, it created our first big mystery. A deep, deep crack right in the heart of cosmology. That comfortable illusion we had of a static, predictable universe, yeah, that was completely shattered.
So, what exactly was this old model that we relied on for so long? It was called Lambda CDM, and really, it was built on two pretty mysterious ingredients. First, an invisible stuff called cold dark matter, which was supposed to be the scaffolding of the universe, and second, this constant, unchanging force called dark energy that was pushing everything apart. And hey, for a long time, it seemed to work.
But that brings us to the crime scene. It turns out the universe is broken. Or at least our understanding of it is. Two key pieces of evidence suddenly came to light that just didn't fit. In fact, they pretty much broke physics as we knew it.
The smoking guns came from two of our most powerful eyes on the sky. On the left, you see results from the DESI survey, which found that dark energy isn't constant at all. It actually breathes. And on the right, that's from the James Webb Space Telescope, and it found something that should be impossible. Ancient galaxies that are just way too big and way too old to exist according to our models. So let's just lay out the evidence. Clue number one, dark energy isn't this constant, boring force. No, it's dynamic. It changes and shifts over cosmic time. Clue number two, the JWST found these massive, fully formed galaxies at the dawn of time. I mean, they just shouldn't have had enough time to get that big. The finding was, well, it was unavoidable. Our entire understanding of how the universe expands and how galaxies form was just plain wrong.
And look, this wasn't some minor rounding error. The discrepancy, which we call the Hubble tension, reached a statistical certainty of more than 6 sigma. Now in physics, 5 sigma is the gold standard for a discovery. It means you're sure. 6 sigma, that's undeniable proof. The case was closed. Our model of the universe was officially, fundamentally broken.
But you know, every crisis is also an opportunity. And out of the ashes of that old, broken model, a truly radical new idea has emerged. A paradigm that completely reframes everything we thought we knew. What if? What if reality is a cosmic drum?
Just let that sink in for a second. What if space-time, the very fabric of our reality, isn't just an empty stage where things happen? What if space-time itself is a real, physical, elastic, vibrating object?
This image here, this gets to the very core of the new theory. Imagine our entire reality, all of space, all of time, isn't a box. Instead, it's the surface of a giant four-dimensional membrane. Scientists call it a brane. And as you can see, this brane is physically vibrating up and down inside a tiny, higher, fifth dimension.
And this really shows you the shift in thinking. We're going from the old idea of this passive, inert void where things exist, to a new reality where the dynamic, vibrating membrane is existence. Space isn't the backdrop anymore. It's the main character.
Now, I know this sounds like something straight out of science fiction, but the theory gives this fifth dimension real, concrete, physical properties. It has a measurable thickness, just 0.2 microns. That's ridiculously tiny. But the membrane itself, our reality, is stretched with a colossal amount of tension, making the fabric of space-time unbelievably tight.
So, okay, we've got this wild new cosmic blueprint. But does it actually work? How does this idea of a vibrating reality solve all those mysteries that completely broke the old model? Let's see how it elegantly closes the case.
This is where it all just clicks together so beautifully. The new model solves everything at once. Remember dark energy? Well, it turns out that's just the thermodynamic energy of our membrane oscillating. And dark matter? It's not a particle at all. It's just a geometric effect of that vibration. And what about those impossible early galaxies? They formed super fast inside deep gravitational funnels created by folds in the membrane. Even black holes get a new job description. They're like tension pegs that physically pin our reality down into that fifth dimension. It's incredible.
So, if our universe is this incredible engine, vibrating and making everything happen, how did it get started? Let's go all the way back to the beginning, to the origin story of this cosmic machine, to the day the universe truly ignited.
This completely reframes the entire history of the universe. So the membrane was born in the Big Bang, stretched with this insane amount of tension. Then something amazing happened, a period of perfect calm called the Great Freeze, where a kind of protective shield held the membrane perfectly still. This allowed the first elements to actually form. But then came the crucial moment, the spark. The universe cooled just enough for the strong nuclear force to switch on, shattering that shield and jolting the membrane into motion. And ever since, it has settled into the steady, 2-billion-year cosmic breath we see today.
That adiabatic shield, wow, it was absolutely critical. You see, in the super-hot early universe, there was this state of perfect physical symmetry that basically made our membrane completely blind to the fifth dimension. It couldn't be pulled or vibrated. This created the calm, stable nursery needed for the building blocks of matter to come together without being torn apart. It's like nature protected its own creation.
And here it is, the ignition key. At exactly 257 mega-electron volts, the universe cooled to the precise temperature where quarks could be bound into protons and neutrons by the strong nuclear force. This event violently shattered that perfect symmetry. The shield dropped, and the cosmic engine roared to life for the very first time.
All of this brings us to a pretty profound conclusion. The universe, it isn't the dead, featureless void we once thought it was. It's a highly tuned, interconnected machine. And, in a very real sense, it's a living, breathing entity.
So for the last 13 billion years, our entire existence, everything we've ever known, has played out on the surface of this cosmic drum. We're just riding its waves, oscillating along with a 2-billion-year rhythm that our telescopes see and measure as the mysterious force we used to call dark energy.
Which really just leaves you with one final mind-bending thought. If our entire universe, everything, is just one vibration, a single note being played on a cosmic instrument, you just have to wonder, what other music is out there waiting to be heard?